Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Charles again. Right here in front of me I have a 1942, somewhere in the World War. From what I've gathered on the internet is that these lamps were made during World War II, because of all the rationing and things like that. So they started making these old carbide lamps. This one, when I acquired it, it was supposedly unused, and possibly it is. Maybe it just wasn't stored very well. I'm trying to show you here. See, it says Punker 80, Punker 80 is stamped on there. Take a look on the side, you can see the 3 crowns. And what does that look like? 5189. Then on the opposite side, it says like a 3 crowns and a type 26. And what I've gathered is this type 26 means that it was made so that civilians could also purchase this. This could have been used in the army, or could have been bought by a civilian, but I'm thinking it was probably surplus from the government, so there's no way to identify where it was. It's pretty interesting. Most of these lanterns that I see have glass around on the hood up here. This one has a wire mesh. This thing is made out of steel, and there are some brass and copper parts inside of here, as well as it looks like a wool filter inside. What I like about this mesh on here is, in theory, this makes it a little more durable than one with glass on it. So let's try to take a look at this. And sorry, I'm holding my cell phone, so I'm gonna start opening up some of this stuff, but it's not that difficult. So you see here, they've got these two like attachments. Now I'm gonna have to pop that off. All right. So let's take a closer look inside. So on the bottom compartment, and I have not seen any instructions on this, so when it was sent to me, this piece down on the bottom wasn't installed. It was just laying there. You can see there, it's just a tube, and it has some holes on the bottom. And I'm not sure if, the shape of it, there's like a spike in there, so this fits on it perfectly, so I'm pretty confident that this belongs there. I'm just not sure if those holes are supposed to be down or up. But I did install it with the holes down. And my reasoning was that maybe that's to concentrate all the gas to go into the tube, which then goes. So you see that in the middle, not on the left where the filter is, but on the middle. I believe that's where the gas is supposed to go up to the burner up on the top. And so this will sit right above that tube. Also, there is this piece, and once again, I'm just assuming that you would put your calcium carbide inside of here, but I'm not sure if this goes on top of that calcium carbide or if this sits on the bottom. You know, I don't have any calcium carbide right now. I did order some. So maybe we'll see something different. But sorry about that. Somebody's calling me. It's my dentist. My theory is that maybe you put this on top of that the carbide, but I don't know. Maybe it just sits on the bottom, and then any of the toxic liquid kind of gathers underneath there, because you see it's got two punches there, kind of like a stand, so that it's not completely flush with the bottom. But if you know better, please let me know. I have not altered this, cleaned it, or anything like that. So now let's take a look here. This is where the water reservoir goes. Hey, you know, I was just thinking though, maybe I was wrong as far as this. I guess this must be where it drips the water down into the bottom. Now that I really look at this thing. So I think that this is the valve. If you take a look, it goes in the same angle as the bottom. So this must be where the water drops into the bottom compartment. Hey, maybe I might figure this stuff out on myself. I don't know. Anyway, you've got this little cap for the water. It looks like it's in pretty good condition, at least on the cap part, but you see all this rust here. And, you know, maybe this was not used and it was just left with this thing open. But I don't see a lot of oxidation on the brass in the top there, but I could be wrong. But you see all that rust on the threading of the water reservoir, and inside of it, I can't show you too much inside, but I don't know, maybe it was just tested and then put in storage. I can't tell you. Now if you take a look down at the bottom here, you see here you've got the burner is in the middle, and you have this where you can put a match in through that opening to light this. On this side you can turn this knob, and which I'm confident that this just adjusts how much water you're letting drip down into the bottom. Gotta be careful though, I don't want to. Obviously it's got this chain with a hook so you can hang this. I'm not sure if this is made to go inside of a tent or just to hang it wherever you're at. Now with this mesh hood, I can in theory pop it off, but it's much easier with two hands. Let me see if I can do it with one without. There we are. You see there, so this thing, you're able to pop that off. Now I'm just looking at this burner function, and it seems reasonably clean. You know, I don't know if there's any other stuff would clog this. And I can't see what that residue is there. You know, does that mean this was used? I can't tell you. I haven't even seen this in use, so it's pretty interesting. No matter what, but my what I'd like to do is actually try to use this or one like it, and you know, my son is in the Scouts, so it might be kind of cool. Take this, you know, camping, or you know, just to show them some of this old school stuff. Hopefully this thing will be operational, and if I decide to fire it up, I'll let you know. Once again, if you know some a better way to assemble this, and then where I'm supposed to put this little plate, if it goes on top of or under the carbide, that would be nice. And if this tube, if I need to have the holes that I put on the bottom, if I need to put those so that it's up. So this thing just has it's just got a split in this tube, so you can snap it onto the spike. See if I can get this thing off here without maiming it with one hand. See that? So like I said, I don't know if this goes up here or down there. I'm thinking probably down, to allow some of that water to go into the bottom. And as I have tried to see, it looks like I'd probably only want to do, you know, like 1/2 to maybe 3/4 full on this bottom reservoir for the carbide. But you know, I don't know. Anyway, just thought you guys might want to take a look at this, and if you're able to help me, that'd be great. Have a good one.